Reb Simcha Bunim Shischa, before he was a full-time Rebbe, he was the CFO of a lumber company in Danzig, otherwise known as Gdansk. Right, he had a good mathematical mind, and he was employed in the lumber company. He was the CFO. So he's walking along the banks of a river, the Weissel River, near Gdansk. And he's got some Talmidim walking with him. And there had been a lot of rain previously, and it was very muddy along the side of the river, and the river was flowing quite fast. And one of the Talmidim, as they're walking, slips in the mud, slides into the river. And they're all like, none of them could swim. I guess they ignored it. The Chazal say, his teacher son, but okay, whatever. Right, so none of them could swim. Right, and the guy's in the river, and he's just like lying there, and he's allowing himself to be carried along by the current. He's given up. And they're all, the Rebbe, Reb Simcha Bunim, and the Talmidim all running alongside. They don't know what to do. So finally, and please excuse my Yiddish, but the Rebbe yells at the guy in the river. He says, Los mir grissen dem Leviusen. Give my regards to Leviusen. Now, this is not very helpful, right? No, someone's drowning, you don't say regards to I don't know, Nemo, right? Or say hello to the herring, right? In lifeguarding courses, when they tell you to throw someone a line, this is not what they mean, right? So, but he says, give regards to Leviusen. But after he said this, according to the way it's brought down in Kol Mavaser, he says, something changed in the demeanor, in the face of the guy in the river. And he started, instead of letting himself be carried away by the current, he started thrashing around more, and he was able to actually make it close enough to the banks of the river that they could pull him out and save his life. It's unbelievable. So the Hasidim asked the Rebbe, they say, Rebbe, it worked, but what were you thinking? And he said, what do you mean? It's a posuk. Posuk in Yeshaya says, Ki b'simcha seitzeu. Now, we usually translate that as, you shall go forth with joy. He says, I understood it more literally. Ki b'simcha, when you have simcha, teitzeu, you can get out of anything. He says, I thought to myself, I saw the guy in the river, was despair, yiush. He'd given up hope, pessimism. He says, I said to myself, if I can inject little, bad word to use nowadays, but okay, if I can get into his brain a little bit of simcha, somewhere in the back of his mind, one neuron will say to the other neuron, dude, that was funny, right? And that little bit of simcha can change everything, and he can go from yiush to tikva, he can go from pessimism to optimism, and he can go from death to life. And indeed, kach hava, that's exactly what happened.